My esteemed brother Justice Sandeep Mehta, Chief Justice Designate Gauhati High Court, my esteemed brother and sister judges on the bench at Jodhpur and Jaipur, Shri Mahen Singh Singhvi, Advocate General Rajasthan, Shri Ghanshyam Singh Rathore, Chairman Bar Council of Rajasthan, Shri Ranjit Joshi, President Rajasthan High Court Advocates Association Jodhpur, Shri Ravi Bhansali, President Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association Jodhpur, Shri Mahen Shandil, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jaipur, Shri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President the Jaipur Bar Association Jaipur, then senior advocates, learned members of the bar, members of judicial service and officers of the registry, Madam Suman Mehta and other dignified family members, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege and honor to address today's full court proceedings on the occasion of bidding farewell to Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, Administrative Judge of Rajasthan High Court, who is leaving us to usher in another phase in his career as the Chief Justice of the Gauhati High Court. While congratulating Brother Justice Mehta for achieving this milestone in his judicial journey and wishing him a glorious tenure as the Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court, I must say that it is not an easy task to bid farewell to a colleague with whom we have spent fruitful moments. He is a renowned legal luminary who needs no introduction, but I take this opportunity to express and highlight his qualities and contributions that he made to the Rajasthan judiciary. Brother Justice Mehta was born on 11th of January 1963 in Jodhpur. After completing his graduation in 1983, he obtained the degree of law in 1986 and got himself enrolled as an advocate with the Bar Council of Rajasthan on 8th of August 1986. He practiced in trial courts, high courts, as also the Hon'ble Supreme Court in almost all branches of law, having specialization in criminal and constitutional matters. He remained counsel for commission in 3 judicial inquiry commissions, which were headed by sitting as well as retired honorable judges of the High Court. He was elected as member Bar Council of Rajasthan in the year 2003. He was elected as vice chairman of the Bar Council of Rajasthan in 2004 and 5, and then elected as chairman in 2010, which reflects his popularity amongst the lawyers throughout the state of Rajasthan. Brother Justice Mehta made an indelible mark in the legal profession, as a result of which he enjoyed an excellent reputation and a prominent place in the bar as an outstanding lawyer. His merit and qualities were soon acknowledged, and he was appointed as judge of this court on 30th of May 2011. As we all know, Brother Justice Mehta is a dignified and outstanding judge, apart from a great human being and a versatile personality. He is known for simplicity, serenity, legal acumen, monumental patience, and quick disposal of cases. He always displayed his tireless quest for imparting complete and real justice. As judge of this court, he always displayed unfailing punctuality, deep commitment, and absolute devotion to duties. He is cognizant of the social realities and endowed with great wisdom in the application of law, both in letter and spirit. He always remained firm in his beliefs and true to the oath of his office. To my mind, he is a man with utmost humility and extraordinary abilities. He has displayed robust common sense and practical in his approach. Brother Justice Mehta's maternal grandfather, late Sri Maktur Singhvi, was a renowned legal luminary under whose inspiration, guidance, and encouragement he learned the skills and art of advocacy. He remained the chairman of the Rajasthan High Court Legal Services Committee, Jodhpur, during the period from 1st of December 2018 to 22nd November 2021, and was having keen interest in the establishment of ADR centers and conducting literacy camps, Lok Adalats, showing deep concern to fulfill the goal of ensuring access to justice and providing cheap, speedy, and qualitative justice to all, especially poor, needy, downtrodden, and weaker sections of the society. He has always been kind and generous to the young members of the bar and encouraged them to improve and develop their skills. He never allowed any indiscipline and maintained high decorum and traditions in court. Brother Justice Mehta is presently the chairman of Rajasthan State Judicial Academy, and undoubtedly under his aegis and guidance, the Judicial Academy has performed excellently well and is marching ahead towards its obligation of judicial excellence. On administrative side, Justice Mehta remained chairman and member of various committees. I often noticed that he was quick to grasp the subject matter which was before us, to deal with it in equally fast and suitable manner. He was restless, striver, eager to ensure and fulfill the task he was assigned. His advice and suggestions were concrete and were of a great help for us in resolving the complex issues in an easy way. It is said that a judge is known by his judgments. Powered by his experience as a highly successful lawyer of 25 years standing and about 12 years as a judge of this court, Justice Mehta has delivered umpteen number of landmark judgments covering all spheres of law which reflect his high legal acumen, wisdom, judiciousness, in-depth knowledge of law, and sense of doing justice strictly adhering to the well-accepted principles of law and conscience. Law journals are replete with hundreds of judgments and occupy a prominent place in the library of lawyers. They are source of guidance and knowledge to all, especially the legal practitioners. Time constraint, however, allows me to refer to a few of them. Dealing with the reference in the matter of confirmation of death sentence in the case of State versus Surendra Kumar alias Mandia, it was held that prosecution has to stand on its own legs, and the weakness of evidence can never be considered to be a ground to record an adverse finding against the accused in a case based totally on circumstantial evidence. The prosecution must prove its case by leading unimpeachable evidence which is consistent with the guilt of the accused and inconsistent with his innocence. Then only would the defense be required to rebut the case of the prosecution. In the case of Qayyum and others versus State of Rajasthan, it was held interpreting various provisions contained in Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, and particularly the scope and ambit of Section 37 of the NDPS Act, that recording a satisfaction in terms of parameters mentioned in Section 37 of the NDPS Act is mandatory before grant of bail to an accused arrested in connection with the commercial quantity of narcotic drugs or psychotropic substances. While dealing with an important issue of protection of wildlife, in the case of Tal Chhapar Sanctuary versus Principal Secretary, Government of Rajasthan and others, series of directions were issued imposing complete prohibition on any endeavor to reduce the area of Tal Chhapar Wildlife Sanctuary, as also other ancillary directions for declaration of an eco-sensitive zone surrounding Tal Chhapar Wildlife Sanctuary. In the case of Hemendra Puri versus Jainarayan Vyas University and others, right to compassionate appointment conferred under the Rajasthan Compassionate Appointment of Dependents of Deceased Government Servants Rules 1996 was examined, and relevant provisions were interpreted to hold that while designing a policy of compassionate appointment, the state can prescribe the terms on which it can be granted. However, it is not open to the state, while making the scheme or rules, to lay down a condition which is inconsistent with Article 14 of the Constitution of India, as the purpose of compassionate appointment is to prevent destitution and penury in the family of a deceased employee. In yet another important decision in the case of Rakesh versus State and others, while dealing with the right of prisoners to benefits of parole, taking note of the pathetic state of affairs of granting first parole after imprisonment of 14 years, directions were issued to various authorities to get prepared a computerized database of convicts lodged in the prisons all over the state of Rajasthan, and also for installation of prominent signboards at the centers, at the entries of all central jails in the state of Rajasthan, displaying in Hindi the gist of Rule 10 of Rajasthan Prisoners Release on Parole Rules 2021. It was further observed that it shall be the duty of the superintendent of jail concerned to inform all eligible prisoners of their right to be considered for being released on parole as soon as their cause becomes ripe. Dealing with the provisions contained with regard to grant of bail to the juveniles under the scheme of Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. In the case of X versus State and others, it was held that there is no legislative mandate under the Act that the victim should be notified before hearing the bail application of a child in conflict with law, be it before the Juvenile Justice Board, Appellate Court, or before the High Court, exercising the revisional powers under Section 102 of the Juvenile Justice Act. I have no hesitation in saying that Justice Mehta discharged his judicial and administrative functions, which enhance the image, reputation, and prestige of the Rajasthan High Court in the eyes of the public. The High Court shall always remain grateful to him for the distinguished and outstanding services rendered by him. After serving the Rajasthan judiciary for about 12 years as a judge, his elevation as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court is indeed well deserved, considering his conscientious, diligent, and untiring services he has rendered to his mother institution and cause of justice. Justice Mehta has indeed brought pride, honor, and glory to this institution as he joins the distinguished gallery of those judges of this court who served in other high courts of country as the Chief Justice. Emotions run high when occasion comes to bid farewell to an esteemed colleague who has been with all of us in all ups and downs and is stood by us and our family from the core of his heart as brother and above all as great human being. So his departure from this institution pains us. That, however, stands minimized by the sense of pride and honor, as Brother Justice Mehta is going to assume higher responsibility as the Chief Justice of the Gauhati High Court and serve the cause of justice to the people in northeastern part of our country after having successfully obeyed the divine command to serve his own people in the native state of Rajasthan. I also acknowledge the gracious presence of Madam Suman Mehta, a strong and intelligent personality in her own right, and no doubt the pillar of strength behind Brother Justice Mehta. Their elder son Abhishek Mehta and daughter-in-law Srimati Akshiti Singhvi are also with us today. I would end my speech by reciting a couplet of famous poet Wasim Barelvi. Jahan rahega wahin roshni lutayega, kisi chirag ka apna makan nahi hota. I, on behalf of my brother and sister judges of Rajasthan High Court and on my own behalf, pray the Almighty to shower his choicest blessings on Brother Justice Mehta for a very successful and glorious tenure as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court, coupled with good health, happiness, and peace of mind. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Honorable the Acting Chief Justice Shri Manindra Mohan Srivastav Sahab, Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Mehta Sahab, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chief Justice Designate Gauhati High Court, Honorable Judges of Rajasthan High Court at Jodhpur and Jaipur, Shri Ghanshyam Singh Rathod, Chairman Rajasthan State Bar Council, Shri Ranjit Joshi, President Rajasthan High Court Advocates Association Jodhpur, Shri Ravi Bansali, President Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association Jodhpur, Shri Mahendra Shandilya, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jaipur, Shri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President, the Bar Association, Jaipur. Learned senior advocates and learned members of the bar. Learned officers of the registry and officers of the judicial courts. Srimati Suman Mehta and family members of Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Mehta. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a great occasion for me to stand on my own behalf and on behalf of the state and all the law officers to bid farewell to Honorable Justice Shri Sandeep Mehta on his appointment as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. Justice Sandeep Mehta is third generation lawyer on the maternal and paternal side of his family. Paternal grandfather, father of Justice Sandeep Mehta, late Shri Rangrupmal Mehta, was an eminent lawyer, practiced on civil side in Rajasthan High Court and donated his library to the High Court Association. Maternal grandfather Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta, late Shri M.M. Singhvi, was an eminent lawyer of Rajasthan High Court, practiced mainly on criminal and election matters, and donated his ancestral house for establishment of homeopathy and Ayurvedic hospital. Born in 1963 in the family of late Dr. Shri S.S. Mehta and Srimati Madhu Mehta, Justice Mehta took his school education at Jaipur, Jodhpur, Ahmedabad, and again at Jodhpur. He did his graduation in science from Lachu Memorial College of Science and Technology, Jodhpur, and thereafter obtained law degree from Jayanand Vyas University, Jodhpur. Justice Mehta was enrolled as an advocate in 1986 by the State Bar Council and started practice in the chamber of late Shri D.S. Shishodia, a renowned senior advocate and a lawyer practicing on all branches of law. Simultaneously, Justice Mehta also assisted his maternal grandfather, late Shri M.M. Singhvi. With the hard work and dedication, Justice Sandeep Mehta won the confidence of his mentor, late Shri Shishodia, at a very initial stage of his practice, and he was entrusted with many important matters in the chamber of late Shri Shishodia. Within few years of his practice, Justice Mehta established himself as an expert in preventive detention matters. Apart from other criminal matters, he used to appear for detainees under COFEPOSA, NSA, and prevention of illicit traffic under NDPS before advisory boards at state level as well as at central level. In this process, he had opportunity to appear before advisory boards consisting of eminent judges, including Honorable late Justice Shri Y.K. Sabharwal and Honorable Justice Shri D.K. Jain. He soon established his practice and became well-known lawyer on criminal side. Large number of seniors from Bhilwara, Udaipur, Pratapgarh, Chittorgarh, and Pali would prefer the services of Shri Sandeep Mehta in many important criminal matters, even at very young age of less than 10 years of practice. Simultaneously, Shri Sandeep Mehta also got guidance and assisted his maternal grandfather, late Shri M.M. Singhvi. After having worked with late Shri Shishodia for a few years, Justice Mehta started his independent practice, as also started assisting late Shri M.M. Singhvi on regular basis. He used to appear in important criminal trials and appeals in this court with late Shri M.M. Singhvi that gave him vast experience of trials and appellate jurisdiction. He independently conducted many important trials, not only at Jodhpur, but also Bhilwara, Pali, and other courts. In few years, he had put up a roaring practice. Though in the initial years, he also conducted some service matters before Central Administrative Tribunal. Ability of Justice Mehta was acknowledged by three honorable judges, namely Honorable Justice Shri K.S. Lodha, Honorable Justice Shri R.S. Verma, and Honorable Justice Shri V.S. Kokje, who appointed him as advocate for the commissions which were headed by them. After the death of Shri M.M. Singhvi, Justice Sandeep Mehta took over the entire work of the office of late Shri M.M. Singhvi. He wrote letters to all the clients to opt for other advocates, but hardly any client had asked for return of the brief. He did not charge a single penny from those clients who had already paid fees to late Shri M.M. Singhvi. Justice Mehta conducted large number of important trials in the Sessions Court, NDPS Court, SC/ST Court at Jodhpur, as also at Pali and Bhilwara. To name a few, Denda double murder case, Khairdin NDPS trial, and Honda City opium recovery case at Bhilwara. While conducting trial at Bhilwara, he faced a threat to his life, but that did not deter him to discharge his duties as an advocate, and he appeared in the court for his client and completed the trial. In the High Court, Justice Mehta appeared in large number of murder appeals, death references, and detention matters. The preparation of cases used to be immaculate with precision. With the vast knowledge of law coupled with science background, added to the skills and ability of Justice Mehta to deal with complicated criminal matters, law reports are full of judgments delivered in the cases argued by Justice Mehta. On this occasion, I consider it apt to mention a few cases argued by Justice Mehta. In the case of Kishan Singh versus State of Rajasthan, the petitioner was detained under Kofe Posa. The order of detention was approved by advisory board, which was challenged by filing writ petition before the Honorable High Court. The principal contention raised in the said case was delay in recording satisfaction by the state government while directing detention of the petitioner, and therefore formation of opinion was held to be vitiated. In the case of Sujana versus State, Justice Mehta successfully persuaded the court to hold that though Rajasthan Children Act 1970 was not applicable to the district in which the offence was committed, however, the same having been subsequently extended during the period pendency of appeal, convict was entitled to the benefit of such extension and accordingly was entitled to be released. In the case of Ramesh versus State of Rajasthan, convict accused was charged for offence under 302. It was argued successfully by Justice Mehta that for establishing charge under 302, it was essential that experts should say with certainty that injury caused by the accused was sufficient in the ordinary course of nature to cause death and not it might have caused death. In the case of Gaji Khan, Justice Mehta appeared for the detainee before the Honorable Apex Court, who was detained under Prevention of Illicit Traffic in Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. He argued that if representation made by detainee was not decided within reasonable time, then the detention is rendered illegal. It was also contended that initiation of proceedings for detention till the rejection of representation could not establish any connection with the detainee with the circumstances necessary for directing detention. Contentions raised by Justice Mehta were accepted by the Honorable Apex Court and directed release of the detainee. Though very busy in profession, Justice Mehta was still very popular amongst younger members of the bar, as he is always ready to solve the problems whenever anybody from the bar would come to him seeking his guidance in the cases. The popularity of Justice Mehta can be gauged from the fact that he was elected as member of the State Bar Council in 2004 and again in 2009. He remained Vice Chairman of the State Bar Council in 2004-05 and Chairman in 2010. He played active role in organizing an important conference by the Bar Council of Rajasthan, namely NALCON 2007. Justice Mehta was designated as Senior Advocate in January 2011. Justice Mehta was elevated as Judge of this Honorable Court in May 2011. Justice Mehta had an advantage of sitting with the then Honorable Chief Justice Arun Mishra for some time, which had initial grooming as a judge. Though he essentially practiced on criminal side, but it took no time for him to deal with important constitutional matters, civil matters and taxation matters also. He used to give patience hearing to the members of the bar, due respect to all the seniors and encouragement to the younger members of the bar. Of course, I had no occasion to appear before Justice Mehta, but when I used to hear in the corridor that a very soft spoken but very tough in discipline. Though tough discipline practiced by Justice Mehta did not in any manner affect his popularity even at the bench, as youngsters were fully encouraged to argue in his court. As far as criminal matters are concerned, one would hardly seek adjournment in his court. As a judge of Rajasthan High Court, Justice Mehta decided over 25,000 cases speaking for the division bench and over 4,000 cases while sitting in single bench. Deep knowledge of law, particularly vast experience at bar, contributed to the great skills of Justice Mehta as a judge of the Rajasthan High Court, which made easy for him to handle very complicated cases. The cases in law journals are testimony to this. On this occasion, I would like to take this opportunity to refer few judgments delivered by Justice Mehta. In the case of Rakesh versus State, while speaking for the division bench presided over by the then Chief Justice Arun Mishra, Justice Mehta declared regularization of land reserved for children park for residential purpose as illegal and directed state to take steps to see that all over the state areas reserved for park are developed for the purpose for which the same were reserved. While deciding PIL petition filed by Narendra Singh Bhati declassifying 451 bighas of pasture land for allotment to PGCIL, it was held that procedure prescribed in the rules require state authorities to reserve equal quantum of alternate land and thereafter only de-reservation of pasture land can take place. Without reservation of equal quantum of land, pasture land cannot be diverted. While deciding criminal writ petition filed by one Rajendra challenging the order of open air committee rejecting application for sending convict to open air camp, Division bench presided over by Justice Mehta held that the term used in the law ordinarily, even if liberally construed, did not permit convict of a grave offence like POCSO for being sent to open air camps. In a PIL petition filed by Haider Khan challenging Section 3 of Census Act 1948, petitioner also prayed for mandamus for directing the central government to undertake census activities in a specified time. Justice Mehta, speaking for the bench, rejected the challenge to the validity of Section 3 of the Census Act, holding that decision of the central government in not undertaking census was based on objective consideration of the situation of pandemic prevailing in the country. It was further held that once Honorable Supreme Court itself has extended statutory limitations to almost 2 years, attempt on the part to seek petitioner to seek directions to conduct census in a specified time frame cannot be treated as bona fide, and hence directed rejection of the petition with cost of 25,000. While allowing the appeal filed by one Shyam Sundar, convict under 302 read with 23/25 Arms Act, it was ruled by Justice Mehta that provisions contained in 273 CRPC are mandatory and non-compliance thereof renders the conviction illegal. In the case of Tarachand versus Union of India, while dismissing the petition against orders of Central Administrative Tribunal, Justice Mehta, while speaking for the division bench, held that the jurisdiction of the tribunal can only be invoked if an applicant is holding civil post under the union. If the applicant does not hold such post, he is not entitled to approach the tribunal by filing original application. Apart from judicial responsibility, Justice Mehta discharged with ease large number of administrative responsibilities. Justice Mehta remained chairman Rajasthan State Judicial Academy from Rajasthan High Court Judicial Legal Service Authority from 1911-2019 to 21st October 21, and took various steps to make Judicial Academy very effective. He was chairman of Juvenile Justice Committee from May 2019 to March 2021. Justice Mehta was also a member of Administrative Committee from January 2020. He organized lectures from eminent personality on regular basis. Justice Mehta also remained chairman of Rajasthan State Judicial Academy. When whatever positions were held by Justice Mehta as a judge of this court, he discharged his duties with due dedication, passion, and sense of responsibility. His approach has always been positive and innovative. Justice Mehta had keen interest in the development of infrastructure of judicial courts all over the state and always impressed upon the state government to issue necessary budget allocation for upgrading and improving infrastructural facilities for justice delivery system. Though a lawyer by profession, Justice Mehta had keen interest in sports, and table tennis has been favorite one. He had been playing table tennis right from school time and still continues to do so. In the sports events organized by Advocates Association, one would find Justice Mehta playing in the tournament and giving tough challenge to the opponent. On the maternal side, Justice Mehta was eldest one in the generation, but very friendly to all the younger one. The age barrier would not come in his way, and even the family members younger to him by 20 to 30 years would take Justice Mehta to be his friend. Everybody was very frank with him, as Justice Mehta has been very caring for each and every family member. He would play games with the younger members of the family with equal enthusiasm and spirit of the game. In initial days when the video games came in the market, he used to bring it on rent for all the family members, sit with them and play the games. Samurai was the favorite one of Justice Sandeep Mehta. The passion for games and environment is reflected from huge development of Gaushala ground complex at Jodhpur. He had very extensive reading of Hindi and English literature and very fond of English movies. Apart from this, he had the hobby of collecting variety of stationery items, and younger members of the family would find his office to be free shop of stationery items. However, he would not mind any younger member taking away any item, but would relish the same. Justice Mehta loved the traveling and in particular religious places. Another facet of the personality of Justice Mehta is charitable activity and tree plantation activity. Justice Mehta had been member of Jodhpur Tree Plantation and Environment Protection Committee set up by late Shri M.M. Singhvi, which had planted large number of plants in and around Jodhpur, even in the High Court premises at Jodhpur, in new High Court premises at Jodhpur. He used to actively participate in all tree plantation activities. My father had donated his ancestral house for establishment of a homeopathy and Ayurvedic hospital. The homeopathic hospital was started in 1994. In charge of the hospital, Dr. Diwan Ali used to visit our place every Sunday. One day I asked him about the number of outdoor patients. He told me that on an average 125 to 150 patients visit the hospital. I just inquired about availability of medicines. His reply was that medicines supplied by the government were not sufficient to cater to the need of patients. My obvious question was then, how did he manage? His polite answer was that Sandeep ji has given instructions, standing instructions to Khandelwal Homeopathy Store, that whatever quantities of requisition you receive from Dr. Diwan Ali, you supply the medicines and entire payment used to be made by him. Justice Mehta himself had keen interest in homeopathy and is having stock of large number of homeopathic medicines at his home. After a successful career as a lawyer for about 25 years and as a judge of this court for over 11 years, Justice Mehta is parting with the precincts of this august institution for onward journey in the career as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. Wherever he may be, he will continue to have his association with Rajasthan and in particular law fraternity. His legacy continues in this institution as his son Abhishek Mehta and daughter-in-law Akshiti Singh are practicing advocates. Sir, you will be carrying with you rich legacy of this profession and institution behind you. And I wish that you succeed in your mission for dispensation of justice, particularly for those who are last in the line in the social strata. Remedying injustice to a poor person gives an immense satisfaction and is the ultimate goal of justice delivery system. On this occasion, I will quote Martin Luther King Jr. quote, "Injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere." Another quote which is apt for the occasion, as said by Brian Stevenson, "The opposite of poverty is not wealth. Opposite of poverty is justice." I will conclude my address by saying that try to wipe out the tears of poor, keeping in view a line from Doha of Sant Rahim when he said, "Na jane kis roop mein Narayan mil jaye." I convey my best wishes and blessing to you, sir, for successful tenure as the Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court, and pray Almighty that you achieve greater heights in your career. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Honorable Acting Chief Justice Sri Manindra Mohan Srivastava Sahab, Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta and Mrs. Mehta, Honorable Judges of Rajasthan High Court, Sri M.S. Singhvi Sahab, Advocate General for the State of Rajasthan, Sri Ranjit Joshi Ji, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jodhpur, Sri Ravi Bansali, President Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association Jodhpur, Sri Mahendra Sandeli, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jaipur, Sri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President the Bar Association Jaipur, members of the registry, presiding officer of the subordinate court and designated senior and members of the bar, family members of the Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, ladies and gentlemen. Today's assembly is to bid a warm and affectionate farewell to Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta following the appointment as Chief Justice of the Gauhati High Court. Justice Mehta, born on 11 January 1963 in the family of Sri Sukh Sampat Mehta. Justice Mehta, after completing his graduation and obtaining a degree in law from University of Jodhpur, joined a noble legal profession on 8/8/1986. After being enrolled as an advocate, Justice Mehta started practice before trial court and Rajasthan High Court, where he mainly practiced on the criminal side. Due to his dedication and devotion, he soon became one of the most sought after lawyers, not only in the state, but other part of the country as well. Looking to immense all-round contribution in legal field, my lords was designated as senior advocate in the year 2011. Right from beginning of the career, he acquired leadership in profession and in the field of law. His lordship had remarkable leadership skill, and he was elected twice a member of the Bar Council of Rajasthan for tenures from 2004 to 2009 and 2009 to till date of elevation as a judge of Rajasthan High Court. During his tenure as a member of Bar Council of Rajasthan, his lordship has held the office of Vice Chairman BCR from 2005 to 16/4/2006 and subsequently office of the chairman of the Bar Council from 9/1/2010 to 11/12/2010. He has organized many law lectures and functions during his tenure as chairman of BCR. He also remained chairman of the various committee of the State Bar Council. Honorable Justice Mehta was elevated as a judge of the Rajasthan High Court on 30th May 2011. His lordship was also appointed as administrative judge of, as well as judge in charge of vigilance cell of subordinate judiciary of Rajasthan. Post his elevation, also the Bar Council always saw a virtual member in Justice Sandeep Mehta and always found support and guidance from his lordship. His lordship has made great contribution in the allocation of land in the High Court premises for the newly proposed building of office of the Bar Council of Rajasthan, and is only due to his lord's support that the new plan of building with an auditorium having capacity of 500 persons was approved and required budget got sanctioned. It is only the result of his support that the construction of the building of the Bar Council of in the High Court premises saw the light of the day. The Bar Council appreciate his significant role on behalf of all the advocates of the state of Rajasthan and shall always remain innovative for the same. The year of experience as a judge of this court stand consolidated in strong and unmistakable ability to catch the nerve of this list and deliver a judgment with the surgical precision. His lordship judicial acumen is ever so reflected in the countless judgment, each of which exemplify and characteristics and manifestation of the same. Justice Mehta was rendered all possible assistance that an institution expect from the judge in discharging his constitutional obligations. Honorable Justice Mehta shall be remembered for his positive support in all our court-related activities as well as the discipline he maintained on and off the bench. Rule of law can be maintained if there are judges of quality as Justice Mehta who are true custodian of the Constitution. Apart from working as a judge while sitting in a court, Justice Mehta always got himself busy in giving experience and service to the judicial fraternity and also shared his experience to various institutions of the state and national level. It is easy to be popular, but it is much more difficult to remain popular, while at the same time returning the respect of the profession and that of the public. It is said that we live by example and example alone. Here before we have a gentleman judge. During those tenure, we have enjoyed a time where much has been accomplished both in work and in ethics. Justice Mehta has always dispensed justice with a significant degree of honesty, humanity, and understanding of the human awareness. In the course of his judicial career, as a judge so far, through his patience, sound knowledge of law and fairness, his lordship has delivered numerous landmark judgment almost in the branches of the law. God has bestowed Honorable Justice Mehta a pleasing personality and compassion for everyone. Even after adorning such a high position in the bar and bench, he has always been courteous in and out of the court. On appointment of Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court, while his court will stand deprived of his richness in judicial acumen, I am sure the Gauhati High Court shall stand to be benefited of the judicial experience and knowledge of his lordship. As he prepare to depart from the court, I have to say that we will miss Justice Mehta deeply. We also wish that Justice Mehta be elevated in Supreme Court as soon as possible. I, being the chairman of Bar Council, with heavy heart, express best wishes to his lordship for happy, prosperous, and bright future. We are sure that his legal and administrative experience will bring about competence and good organization there also again. We collectively communicate our best wishes to his lordship. Thanks very much.
My Lord, Honorable Acting Chief Justice Sri Manindra Mohan Srivastava Sahib, my Lord, Honorable Justice Sri Sandeep Mehta Sahib, my Lords, Honorable Judge of Rajasthan High Court, Sri Mahendra Singh Singhvi Sahib, Advocate General Government of Rajasthan, Sri Ghanshyam Singh Ji Rathod, Chairman Bar Council of Rajasthan, Sri Ravi Bansali Ji, President Lawyers Association Jodhpur, Sri Mahendra Sandelia, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jaipur, Sri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President the Jaipur Bar Association Jaipur, Officers of the Registry, Presiding Officers of the Judicial Court, esteemed members of the Bar and family members of Honorable Justice Sri Sandeep Mehta Sahib and the legal fraternity. Today, we all are here to bid farewell to Honorable Senior Justice Sri Sandeep Mehta Sahib due to his elevation as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. The proceedings of this morning can never remain part-heard, for today we meet but to part. Parting in whatever conditions, it may be always full of regrets. As Lordship is son of soil of Jodhpur and born on 11 January 1963 and completed his all education from Jodhpur and became graduate in science in the year of 1983 from Lachu Memorial College, Jodhpur. Subsequently acquired the qualification of law graduate in the year of 1986 from Jai Narayan Vyas University, Jodhpur. As Lordship was enrolled as an advocate in the year of 1986, since then actively practiced before the trial courts, Rajasthan High Court, as well as in the Supreme Court of India. As Lordship Justice Sandeep Mehta Sahib, due to his sheer hard working, he acquired the expertise in criminal and constitutional laws. As Lordship's legal acumen has reflected from the fact that he has conducted all matters with equal efficiency in the almost of all branches of law, like civil, criminal, constitutional, tax matters, etc. He enjoyed a very high reputation as a lawyer amongst the members of the bar and bench. As Lordship Justice Sandeep Mehta Ji, as an advocate, he remained as counsel for Commission, the 3 Judicial Enquiry Commission, headed by the retired as well as sitting honorable judges of High Court. Lordship Justice Sri Sandeep Mehta Ji remained as member of the Bar Council of Rajasthan from 2003 to 2009 and 2009 to till the date of his elevation as judge of this Honorable High Court. He remained as the Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of Rajasthan in the year of 2004-05. He also remained as Chairman of Bar Council of Rajasthan in the year of 2010. Honorable Justice Sri Sandeep Mehta Ji was elevated as a judge of this Honorable High Court on 30th May 2011. As Lordship Justice Sri Mehta Ji represented various committees of the Rajasthan High Court. Presently, he is administrative judge of Rajasthan High Court. As a judge of this Honorable High Court, his Lordship Justice Sri Mehta ji served his creativity and active participation in various fields of the law. His Lordship, being an eminent lawyer, was elevated as High Court Judge of Rajasthan High Court and is sitting at principal seat at Jodhpur. And the members of the Bar of Rajasthan High Court Advocates Association Jodhpur is very much fortunate to have such a able judge at the principal seat, who is very kind-hearted, generous, soft-spoken, and above all, ever smiling personality and a very good man. His Lordship's tenure as a judge of this Honorable High Court was full of glory, and it will be remembered by the members of the legal fraternity for all the times to come. His Lordship always maintained cordial relation with the members of the bar and encouraged the young generation of the bar. As a judge of this Honorable High Court, His Lordship rendered many important judgments in all branches of law. His Lordship maintained highest tradition as administration of justice. Many of his judgments are reported in various law reports and journals. His Lordship always viewed the problem with the practical vision, and His Lordship's robust common sense and good legal acumen is clearly demonstrated in the judgments rendered. The parting is always painful, and more particularly when parting companies some who is very nearest to you. The bar will always cherish the memories of His Lordship's association all the times to come. I would like to quote, जहां तू लिखा हुआ आप समझा जाए, वक्त धारा मोड़ लेगा तू न जा, कौन फिर तुझसे कहेगा तू न जा, इस तरह रूठा नहीं करते हैं सुन, दिल धड़कना छोड़ देगा तू न जा. I once again heartily congratulate to His Lordships and pray my wild blessings to him for his future to come as a Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. I, on my behalf and on behalf of Rajasthan High Court Advocates Association Jodhpur, His Lordships a very warm and longing farewell. I hope that future has great store for His Lordships, and my best wishes will always go with Lordships wherever His Lordship be.
My Lord, Honorable the Acting Chief Justice Shri Srivastava Sahab, My Lord, Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta Sahab, Honorable Judges of this Honorable Court, Shri M.S. Singhvi, Advocate General Rajasthan, Shri Ghanshyam Singh Rathore, Chairman Bar Council of Rajasthan, Shri Ranjit Joshi, President Rajasthan High Court Advocate Association, Shri Mahendra Shandilia, President Rajasthan High Court Bar Association, Jaipur, Shri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President, the Jaipur Bar Association, learned senior advocates, officers of the registry, learned officers of the subordinate court, and learned members of the bar, Srimati Suman Mehta, and family members of Honorable Justice Mehta. We have assembled here to bid a warm and affectionate farewell to Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta upon his elevation as Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court after an illustrious inning played with full passion and dedicated hard work. When it comes to speak about Honorable Justice Mehta on his farewell, though I would crack the mystery from where to start, but genuinely speaking, I am unable to trace out the point where to stop. My words, vocabulary, and feelings are falling short to describe the persona of Honorable Justice Mehta. A humble soul, a philosopher, a thinker, a visionary, a leader, a guide, a mentor, a voracious reader, a great lover of sports, a man with artistic taste, a thorough professional, a compassionate judge, a true companion, and so on and so forth. The commas are falling short and the full stop refuses to come in between. I am at loss to the words to say enough which can justify the magnanimity and personality of Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta. Mr. Sandeep Mehta belongs to a family and surroundings of legal luminaries, as his maternal grandfather was none other than late Shri Makkur Singhvi, a master of criminal law as well as of election law. The elder father was none other than late Shri Madhur Sahab, authority and legendary lawyer in the constitutional side. He belongs to the family of Honorable Justice J. Singhvi, Judge Supreme Court retired, and our very own senior advocate and Advocate General, Shri M.S. Singhvi, who is presently heading the state. Shri Mehta started his practice from the chamber of late Shri Dalpat Singh Ji Sishodia, another glorified lawyer of his time, and had the occasion to appear in numerous matters, especially in the habeas corpuses in the matters of illegal detention on account of Coffee Posa Act and NSA Act, while practicing in Rajasthan High Court at the principal seat at Jodhpur. Justice Mehta, soon after starting independent practice, established a name for himself. Needless to say that he did a lot of cases on pro bono basis also to protect the fundamental right of the needy and poor citizen, as well as never missed any opportunity to help younger members of the bar as and when required. Mr. Mehta, while working as a lawyer, never used to waste his time and was always found running from this court to that court, irrespective of the fact that it was High Court or the trial court. There was hardly any time when it could be seen that he was free by all means. That ever smiling face and gesture of greeting friends and young members of the bar with the open arms made him very popular, and the popularity can be seen from the fact that in the year 2004, he came to be elected as member of the Bar Council of Rajasthan for the first time and subsequently became the vice chairman. The popularity continued, and it was rewarded with the chairmanship of the Bar Council of Rajasthan in 2010 after winning the election for the second term in 2009. In January 2011, he came to be designated as senior advocate. One of the most talented and successful lawyer of his tenure, Justice Mehta, at a very young age of 48, was noticed by distinguished judges of the Collegium for his elevation as a judge to serve the nation. On the auspicious Monday of 30th May 2011, he administered the oath as the judge of the Honorable Court. As the Honorable Judge of this Honorable Court, Justice Mehta has always maintained the decorum of the Constitutional Court, but at the same time, he has kept the environment soothing for the lawyers and the litigant in his courtroom, but of course with a great high speed. Humble Honorable Justice Mehta has always discharged his duties to uphold the spirit of the Constitution. Though I would not like to limit the persona of Justice Mehta by referring judgments delivered by him, but I would be failing in my duty if I do not mention the innovative ideas with pragmatic approach, as while hearing the arguments for release of a movie Padmavat, there was a hue and cry with regard to picturization and story of the movie. After hearing the arguments for a while, he decided to hold a screening of the movie and watch the movie alone in the entire hall. After watching the movie, the matter was decided in favor of the petitioner, who was the producer of the movie, and fortunately, I had the occasion to appear in that matter on behalf of the petitioner. The innovativeness, daring attitude, and desire to do something different is always the passion of Honorable Justice Mehta. Even while arguing a criminal appeal, a lawyer was supposed to just apprise the Honorable Court with respect to the facts, and thus all will be done by Honorable Justice Mehta to see that the parties to litigation must get justice in totality. He has also given new dimension to the extraordinary jurisdiction of the High Court, which will hold the field as a precedent for all the times to come in the constitutional, taxation, and criminal side. He has decided nearly 24,000 matters while sitting in the single bench, and decided nearly 25,000 cases while sitting in division bench. Number of death references have also been decided by Honorable Justice Mehta. As a member of various committees of the Rajasthan High Court, on the administrative side, he worked 24/7 as a protective shield for the principal seat of the court, and as and when I had the occasion to get some issue resolved on behalf of the association in favor of the legal fraternity, he was always ready and willing to do it spontaneously. He was always there for the lawyers as well as for the legal fraternity, and was highly sensitive while considering issues involving nature, environment, and poor strata. Not only the aforesaid, he is a great sportsman with amazing sportsman spirit. In his tenure as administrative judge, recently we had the occasion to have a place demarcated for the sports activities. It is hard to believe that a single soul can have abundance of the knowledge regarding all eras of history, all forms of music, art, literature, all regions of geography, and all kinds of sports. Honorable Justice Mehta is not only a person, but an institution within himself. Speaking on behalf of the members of the bar, I would not hesitate to mention that it was a pleasure for every lawyer to appear before his lordship. The approach of the Justice Mehta was not only to dispose of the case, but to ensure that true justice is delivered to the litigant. Justice Mehta has always encouraged and guided the young members of the bar to come with full preparation and always be equipped with the relevant rules and judgment. In the last week, there is a common expression from the lawyers fraternity in the corridor that the transfer of Justice Mehta will create a void which would be difficult and hard to be filled. We are here to bid a warm and affectionate farewell to a distinguished judge of this court, Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta. When the time has reached to say goodbye to Honorable Justice Mehta, I could see the sadness on the faces of each member of the bar, but we have reason to cherish that your lordship is going to adorn the office of Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. In the capacity of the President of the Bar Association, when I say this, I believe the entire bar is with me that, I quote, "We will miss your presence here. We are extending farewell to a brilliant judge, a great mentor, and above all, an extraordinary human being. I unquote, I, on behalf of myself and on behalf of Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association, wish you and Mrs. Suman Mehta ji endless happiness and lot of success in the future endeavors. Goodbye and good luck, and wish you many rides to the Janet. Thank you.
Honorable Acting Chief Justice M.M. Srivastava Sahab, Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta ji, Shri M.S. Singhvi Sahab, Advocate General State of Rajasthan, Shri G.S. Rathod, Chairman Bar Council of Rajasthan, Shri Ranjit Joshi, President Rajasthan High Court Advocate Association Jodhpur, Shri Ravi Bansali Sahab, President Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association, Shri Kamal Kishore Sharma, the Bar Association Jaipur President, family members of the Honorable Justice Mehta Sahab, members of the registry, learned members of the bar at Jodhpur and Jaipur. Today we have assembled here to bid farewell to Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta Sahab on his appointment as Chief Justice Gauhati High Court. That being part of Bar Association, Bar Council, and being part of his office as judge, I have seen his lordship always hardworking. These proceedings are meant to share honors and thoughts on meaningful judicial theories, appreciate Justice Mehta's career, share words of goodwill, best wishes, and express gratitude to his lordship on behalf of the members of the bar who desire to say something on the steadiness, humility, integrity, hardworking, fairness, and uprightness of his lordship. In the course of his judicial career so far, Justice Mehta has delivered several landmark judgments and decisions in many areas of our substantive and procedural law. Through his patience, his sound knowledge of law, and fairness in conduct of cases, the trust that people repose in our judicial system has been greatly enhanced. His lordship always has been justice of masses. Every lawyer who appeared before your lordship always felt at home and never felt uneasy. Today, as we bid him farewell from his honorable High Court, please accept our best wishes, and we pray our Almighty God to grant him longevity, good health, and happiness, and an active and fulfilling next chapter. Although it makes us sad to see you leave, the cherishable moments and memories of working with you will always remain with each and every one of us. With a heavy and grateful heart, we all, along with our honorable judges of this court, wish you good luck with your new position and hope that you will also remember us and your time here as part of good memories. Thank you.
माननीय कार्यवाहक मुख्य न्यायाधिपति श्री मनिंदर मोहन श्रीवास्तव साहब, माननीय न्यायाधिपति श्री संदीप मेहता साहब, उपस्थित माननीय न्यायाधिपतिगण राजस्थान उच्च न्यायालय जोधपुर एवं जयपुर पीठ, श्री महेंद्र सिंह सिंघवी साहब, महाधिवक्ता राजस्थान सरकार, श्री घनश्याम सिंह जी राठौड़, चेयरमैन बार काउंसिल ऑफ राजस्थान, श्री महेंद्र शांडिल्य, अध्यक्ष राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन जयपुर, श्री रणजीत जोशी, अध्यक्ष राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट एडवोकेट्स एसोसिएशन जोधपुर, श्री रवि बंसाली, अध्यक्ष राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट लॉयर्स एसोसिएशन जोधपुर, श्रीमान वरिष्ठ अधिवक्तागण राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट जोधपुर एवं जयपुर पीठ, रजिस्ट्री के सदस्यगण, बार एसोसिएशन के उपस्थित सदस्यगण, आज ये सभा माननीय न्यायाधिपति श्री संदीप मेहता साहब को माननीय गुवाहाटी उच्च न्यायालय का मुख्य न्यायाधीश मनोनीत किए जाने पर विदाई के अवसर पर आहूत की गई है। माननीय न्यायाधिपति श्री संदीप मेहता साहब का जन्म 11 जनवरी 1963 को हुआ था। आपने BSc LLB करने के बाद वर्ष 1986 में बार काउंसिल ऑफ राजस्थान में एडवोकेट के रूप में खुद को पंजीकृत कराया और वकालत प्रारंभ की। आपको 30 मई 2011 को माननीय राजस्थान उच्च न्यायालय में जज मनोनीत किया गया। इससे पूर्व आप वर्ष 2004 से 2009 तक बार काउंसिल ऑफ राजस्थान के प्रथम बार सदस्य चुने गए। इसी दौरान आप 2004 से 2005 तक वाइस चेयरमैन व बार काउंसिल के दूसरे टर्म में वर्ष 2010 में आप बार काउंसिल ऑफ राजस्थान के चेयरमैन निर्वाचित हुए। आप फौजदारी व संवैधानिक मामलों की मुख्यतः पैरवी करते थे। वर्ष 2011 में न्यायाधीश मनोनीत होने के पश्चात आप निरंतर राजस्थान उच्च न्यायालय में सेवाएं प्रदान करते रहे हैं। आपके न्याय निर्णयों ने विधि के कई सिद्धांत स्थापित किए हैं एवं आपके न्याय निर्णयों को अधीनस्थ न्यायालय उच्च न्यायालयों में निर्णय करने के संदर्भ में सदैव वरीयता प्रदान की जाती रही है एवं आगे भी की जाती रहेगी। आप अत्यंत ही मृदुभाषी एवं मिलनसार व्यक्तित्व के धनी रहे। आपके माननीय गुवाहाटी उच्च न्यायालय में मुख्य न्यायाधिपति मनोनीत होने से राजस्थान उच्च न्यायालय के सभी अधिवक्तागण, पक्षकारान, न्यायिक अधिकारीगण आपके मार्गदर्शन से निसंदेह वंचित रहेंगे, परंतु हमें विश्वास है कि आपका मार्गदर्शन एवं सुझाव सदैव हमें निरंतर प्राप्त होते रहेंगे तथा उससे संपूर्ण न्यायिक जगत सदैव लाभान्वित होता रहेगा। अंत में आपके माननीय गुवाहाटी उच्च न्यायालय में मुख्य न्यायाधिपति नियुक्त होने से विदाई के अवसर पर मैं अपनी एवं दी बार एसोसिएशन जयपुर की ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं प्रेषित करता हूं एवं परमपिता परमेश्वर से आपके दीर्घायु जीवन एवं भावी जीवन में स्वस्थ जीवन की कामना करता हूं एवं विश्वास है कि संपूर्ण न्यायिक जगत को आपका मिल रहा मार्गदर्शन एवं सहयोग माननीय गुवाहाटी उच्च न्यायालय के मुख्य न्यायाधिपति के रूप में भी भविष्य में निरंतर मिलता रहेगा। ऐसी हमारी कामना ही नहीं, हमें पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आप अपने माननीय राजस्थान उच्च न्यायालय से विदाई के उपरांत भी हमें मार्गदर्शन में अपना सानिध्य प्रदान करते रहेंगे। आपके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Honorable Justice Manindra Mohan Srivastava, Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court. My esteemed colleagues on the bench, Shri M.S. Singhvi, Advocate General, Shri Ghanshyam Singh Rathod, Chairman Bar Council of Rajasthan, Shri Ranjit Joshi, President Rajasthan High Court Advocates Association Jodhpur, Shri Ravi Bansali, President Rajasthan High Court Lawyers Association Jodhpur, Shri Balram Vasisht, General Secretary Rajasthan High Court Bar Association Jaipur, Shri Kamal Kishore Sharma, President, the Jaipur Bar Association Jaipur, learned senior advocates, learned members of the bar, members of the judicial service and the officers of registry, Registrar General Assam High Court and PPS to Chief Justice Assam High Court. My respected mother, Srimati Banu Mehta, my wife, Srimati Suman, son Abhishek, daughter-in-law Akshiti, brothers Pradeep Singhvi Saab, Anu Mridul, respected Babijis, my respect sons-in-laws, Shri Vallabh Singhvi Saab and Mrs. Renu Singhvi, ladies and gentlemen. As I leave this Pawan Marudhara and proceed to the land of Ma Kamakhya and mighty Brahmaputra, I am deeply touched and overwhelmed by the sentiments and praiseworthy words so benevolently spoken about me by all of you. I doubt whether I deserve such accolades. I heartily and sincerely express my thanks and gratitude for the compliments showered on me with magnanimity and generosity. On this day, when I take leave from this pious institution for proceeding to a new journey in my life, I would request you to spare a few minutes so that I can share some details of my life with you, because I doubt that I would get another opportunity to do so. As everyone knows that I have an envious lineage, in as much as my Dada Sahab, late Shri Rangrup Malji Mehta Sahab, and my Nana Sahab, late Shri Maktur Malji Singhvi Sahab, were doyens of the bar. My late Tauji, Shri Mardur Mridul Sahab, senior advocate, was a leading lawyer in constitutional and service matters in the state for decades. My Mama Sahab, Shri G.S. Singhvi Sahab, Judge retired Supreme Court of India, was, before his elevation to the bench, most sought after lawyer in the service and constitutional matters. The same can be said for my youngest Mama, Shri M.S. Singhvi Sahab, learned Advocate General, who continues to rule the legal field in service and constitutional matters. As my late father, Shri S.S. Mehta Sahab, shifted to Ahmedabad in 1971, much of my early life was spent in my Naniyal in the loving care of my Nana Sahab, Shri Maktur Malji Singhvi Sahab, and my ever so benevolent Nani Ji, Srimati Suraj Kamarji, and my loving mamas and mummies. Their love and affection knew no bounds, so much so that even after my marriage for a period of 5 years, they did not allow us to take up a separate residence. My father, late Dr. S.S. Mehta Sahab, was probably the noblest, loving, and kindest soul ever born in this earth. The degree of love and affection which he showered upon all of us had to be seen to be believed. Despite all limitations, he would try to fulfill each and every of my and my sister Parima's desires. Our children were apples of his eyes. On every smallest achievement, he would shower unbound praises and bless us with soft, loving, heartfelt gesture and his feather touches. As all know, too much of love and affection can spoil a child, and thus, to balance the things and to ensure that the unfettered affection of Papa did not spoil the children, my mother, Srimati Madhu Mehta, the lady with steely demeanor, ensured that while we got our share of love, affection, and adulation, but we did not forget to maintain discipline. It is her firm resolution and affection which has ensured that we have all grown up to be responsible persons in the society. Despite the great challenge of having undergone a very complicated spinal surgery, her steely will, resolution, and affection ensured that she unflinchingly took ultimate care of my father when he was severely ailing with grave issues of cardiac ailment and vision loss. I salute her tremendous grit and courage for having made me the man I am this day. My sister Parima gets many attributes from Papa. My father-in-law, Sri S.C. Manoj Sahab, and mother-in-law, Srimati Gulabji Manoj, are tremendous sources of love, affection, moral and emotional support to all of us. Good fortune and lady luck smiled upon me when I met my life partner, love of my life, and my rock of Gibraltar, Suman. We tied the eternal bond in October 1988, and ever since then, she has stood beside me through thick and thin, and it is only with her unflinching love, affection, and support that I was able to achieve significant heights in the profession. While I was busy in the demanding profession of law, she sacrificed a lot and took care of her children and the needs of family and of the society. I never felt any encroachment on my working hours because she handled and continues to handle all other responsibilities so efficiently. Emotional support of my lady luck is the source of my strength. We have been blessed with two sons who are as loving and affectionate as my father, late Dr. S.S. Mehta Sahab. I feel that my prolonged presence in Rajasthan has been a hurdle in the career progression of the ever so calm and composed Abhishek. In retrospect, I realize that it would have been better if I had left much earlier. However, these things are decided by destiny. I am sure that no sooner I leave this Marudara, the fetters on his professional progression will be lifted and he will be able to prove his true worth. I and Suman always rued about not having a daughter, but it seems that destiny decided to bless us in another way. On 28th December 2019, we got our own fairy doll, charming, loving, and super intelligent Akshiti, daughter of Srimati Renuji and Sri Vallabh Sahab. Her arrival in the family has filled the void of a loving and a caring daughter. Her effervescent presence is music to ear and ever so soothing to eyes. If Akshiti brings charm and poise, my younger son Rahul brings joy, gaiety, and merriment in the family. His very presence lifts the spirits of all around him. He went back to Japan just 10 days back. I look forward to resuming the carom competition with him when he next comes back to India from Japan, where he is working as a UI UX software designing engineer. Living a life away from Abhishek and Akshiti will be one of the biggest challenges for us. We will miss them as much as they will miss us. However, we bless them to achieve greater heights. I have a genuine feeling that my continued presence in Rajasthan High Court is acting as a severe hurdle to their progression in profession. They are both very competent, and I'm sure the challenges which they will face on account of our exit from Jodhpur will be surmounted with ease. Much has been already said about my judicial career, and without repeating the same, I would like to add here that after schooling and graduation from Lachu College, I joined the 3 years law course in JNU Jodhpur. As the law classes were in the evening, I would go to the courts and follow the cases being conducted by my late Nana Sahab, Sri Makturmalji Singhvi Sahab, who was a doyen of the bar and an authority on the criminal, constitutional, and election matters. In trying to keep pace with my respected Nana Sahab, I learned how to move, think, and react with speed. His presence of mind and keen all-around awareness of facts and circumstances while cross-examining the witnesses was explosive and would often bring out such answers which one could never anticipate. Having seen respected Nana Sahab in action, it cemented my decision to pursue legal practice as a career. I and many more like me were totally enamored by the aura and charm of Sri Makturmalji Singhvi Sahab, and my future path was decided that litigation, and to be specific, work in trial courts would be my source of bread and butter. After completing the law degree and being enrolled in the Bar Council of Rajasthan in August 1986, I was immediately instructed to proceed and join the office of another stalwart in the legal field, late Sri D.S. Sisodiya Sahab, senior advocate. It was that stint of 2.5 years in the office of my revered Guruji, Sri Sisodiya Sahab, that truly shaped my future. Within a matter of couple of months, Paramadharani Guruji started assigning draftings of all kinds of criminal cases to me. He handed over a brief involving bail in a murder case to be argued in the court of late Justice Kishore Singh Ji Lodha Sahab. With the blessings of Guruji, I argued the matter and got a favorable result. And from then on, my hands were full of work assigned by my Guru, mentor, and teacher. In later part of 1987, Guruji suffered cardiac issues and my responsibilities in the office increased. My Guruji was having many briefs of habeas corpus petitions arising out of preventive detention orders, and I would take keen interest in the proceedings thereof. Needless to say that as a young lawyer, just having entered the profession, there was hardly any chance of such important briefs being assigned to me. However, fortuitously, some of these matters came up for hearing in March 1988 when Guruji was down with asthma. By then, he had started having a good degree of confidence in my abilities as a lawyer. As he was himself suffering from asthma, he told the clients that he would not be able to argue the matters and that he had full confidence in me. However, the clients were hesitant. Things continued in a dilemma for 15-20 days, but the matters could not be proceeded. And finally, Guruji instructed me that you may argue the matters. As I distinctly remember, the case was a habeas corpus petition filed by a retinue from Jaisalmer against detention order under the National Security Act. I argued the matter before a division bench comprising of Honorable Justice Kishore Singh Ji Lodha Sahab and Honorable Justice R.S. Verma Sahab. By the end of the second day, I had a favorable order in my hands. Immediately after I came out, the client whom I represented approached and told me that please be prepared to accept a few more briefs of similar nature in your own capacity. I took the blessings of Guruji, and thereafter, for almost 6 years, I was having my fair share of detention matters. The clients would engage me to represent them in Central Advisory Board, which used to be constituted at the Delhi High Court. One of the boards I distinctly remember was headed by Honorable Justice Y.K. Sabharwal. The other two members were Honorable Justice R.C. Lahoti and Honorable Justice D.K. Jain. One anecdote I must share at this point of time is that when I was the residence of my late Tauji Shri M. Mardor Nurul Sahab, senior advocate, and another doyen of bar, retired Justice B.P. Berry Sahab was visiting. The impulsive person I have always been, I blurted out before Justice Berry Sahab that judges of advisory board in Rajasthan are afraid of hearing the lawyers. Berry Sahab, the towering personality he was, immediately responded that you come to our board and file an application, we will hear you. As luck would have it, a few days later, I was engaged in a preventive detention matter from Pali under the National Security Act. The case for confirmation used to be sent to the State Advisory Board, which held its sittings at Rajasthan High Court Bench, Jaipur. Remembering the words of Honorable Justice Berry Sahab, I proceeded to Jaipur and moved an application for seeking audience of the board. Contrary to all previous precedents, I was called into the board meeting. The other two members of the board has serious reservations on permitting a lawyer to appear. But Justice Berry Sahab insisted that the application may be rejected formally, but the board would hear you informally. I was heard and the detention order was revoked. This is a small illustration of what kind of legal remedies Rajasthan High Court has seen. My journey in the field of law would have been totally incomplete without the satisfying work in the trial courts. In that sphere, my guru was late Sri Suraj Karanji Mathur advocate, who used to assist my maternal grandfather, late Sri Makturumil Singh Visa. He guided me through the intricacies of procedure and practice in the trial courts and advised me extensively on the art of inspecting the files, cross-examining the witnesses, and putting forth the arguments. My career has greatly been influenced by my respected Mama Sahab, Honorable Justice G.S. Singh Sahab, and learned Advocate General Sri M.S. Singh Sahab. I have always been very impatient and would not sit on the table for a sustained period. Both my Mama Sahab always kept a vigil on me that I should complete my work and then only move away from the office. It goes without saying that I often escaped their notice and ran off in the pursuit of my passions of playing table tennis or gardening. I must express my deepest gratitude to all my gurus in the profession. I had the good fortune of remaining counsel for 3 judicial inquiry commissions headed by the retired as well as sitting judges of Rajasthan High Court, Honorable Justice R.S. Verma Sahab, Honorable Justice K.S. Lodha Sahab, and Honorable Justice V.S. Kokje Sahab. Their experience and confidence in me gave me great knowledge into the intricacies of law. During advocacy, I tried to work with sincerity, commitment, dedication, and devotion, and as a result thereof, and with the guidance of my esteemed seniors, I learned the niceties of profession. The lawyers of Rajasthan gave me tremendous support, and I was twice elected as the member of the privileged institution, the Bar Council of Rajasthan. My colleagues in the council elected me as the vice chairman and chairman out of turn. I'll never forget the day that, as I had already been recommended for elevation to the bench, my dear elder brother, Sri Navran Singh Ji Chaudhary Advocate, sacrificed his turn and gave me the opportunity to become the chairman of Bar Council of Rajasthan after the 2009 elections. Big part to play in this decision was of Sri Jagmal Singh Ji Chaudhary Senior Advocate and late Sri J.R. Bengal Senior Advocate. I thank all of them from the core of my heart. My stint as a lawyer would not have been complete but for the able assistance provided to me by my hardworking and talented associates, Sri Ramesh Purohit Advocate, Sri Vineet Jain Senior Advocate, Sri Vinod Sharma Advocate, Dr. Sachin Acharya Senior Advocate, Sri Sunil Ranwa, now a district judge, Sri Dharmendra Surana Advocate, Sri Firoz Khan Advocate, and Sri Gaurav Singh Advocate. Fabulous secretarial assistance was provided to me in my office by Clerk Sri Parvat Singh. I am grateful to each one of them. Honorable Justice Arun Mishra Sahab, Judge retired Supreme Court of India, who was then the Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court, took cognizance of my contributions to the legal field and with his blessings and the blessings of my parents, Nanaji, Naniji, Tauji and Mamaji, and the best wishes of the entire legal fraternity, I was appointed as a judge of the Rajasthan High Court on 30th May 2011. The noblest amongst human beings, Honorable Justice Amitav Roy Sahab, showed ultimate confidence in me and bestowed upon me the task of handling the Juvenile Justice Committee, Rajasthan High Court, which was yet another turning point in my life. While in the committee, I discovered my passion for working towards securing child rights and tried my level best to ensure that the juvenile justice system in the state of Rajasthan becomes the ultimate in country. We strived hard to achieve the best results in this direction. Our efforts were recognized by Honorable Justice Madan Lokur Sahab, Chairman Juvenile Justice Committee, Supreme Court, Honorable Justice Deepak Gupta Sahab, Chairman Juvenile Justice Committee, Supreme Court, and Honorable Justice S.R. Bhatt Sahab, presently the Chairman of the Juvenile Justice Committee, Supreme Court. Working in this sphere has been one of my most coveted and satisfying tasks in my tenure as a High Court judge. I will take some of your precious time to share another experience on the bench. We were compelled to take cognizance of the pathetic state of affairs prevailing in the Nari Niketans across the state of Rajasthan. An inmate named Sangeeta came to the court and complained about the pathetic condition of Nari Niketan Jodhpur. We immediately took cognizance of her fervent pleas. Sister Dr. Nupur Bhati, who was the then a leading advocate of Rajasthan, offered her services as an amicus curiae to assist the court. We also requested Babiji Srimati Sangeeta Garg to impart heartfulness meditation training sessions to the inmates. My sincere thanks to both of them that with their efforts and contribution, we could provide some solace to the suffering ladies and improve the institutions. I must acknowledge the tremendous blessings given to me by legal luminaries, late Sri MC Bandari Sahib, Senior Advocate, late Sri Muralidhar Purohit Sahib, Senior Advocate, Honorable Justice Dalveer Bandari Sahib, Judge International Court of Justice, Sri L.R. Mehta Sahib, Senior Advocate, and distinguished judges of this court before whom I had the good fortune to appear. From amongst these legal luminaries, our elder brothers, Honorable Justice Ajay Rastogi Sahib and Honorable Justice Dinesh Maheshwari Sahib are adorning the Supreme Court of India, and their fabulous dispensation of justice has ensured that reputation and prestige of the Rajasthan High Court in the entire legal fraternity is soaring to new heights. My sincere gratitude to both of them for having shaped my career significantly. I have had the opportunity of working under the legal luminaries, Chief Justice Sri Arun Mishra Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Amitav Roy Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Sunil Ambani Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Satish Kumar Vittal Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Naveen Sinha Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Pradeep Nandarajok Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Ravindra Bhatt Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Indrajit Mahti Sahib, Chief Justice Sri Akhil Qureshi Sahib, Chief Justice Sri S.S. Tinde Sahib, Honorable Chief Justice Sri Pankaj Mittal Sahib, now Judge Supreme Court. Each one of them showed immense confidence in my abilities and gave me guidance and support, which has been one of the biggest reasons that I have been able to perform as a judge on the bench. It is only with the grace of God, blessings of my parents, the loving elders, and emotional sentiments of my family members, and the all-out support of Bar that I have been recommended for the coveted post of Chief Justice of Gauhati High Court. I must mention that Rajasthan High Court has produced a galaxy of distinguished and eminent legal luminaries, both on the bench and the bar, who have rendered meritorious and distinguished services to serve the cause of justice and to develop the rule of law. The High Court, which is enjoying high and rich traditions, is commanding a prominent place in the hierarchy of the High Courts in the country. Its reputation and prestige is the fruit of dedication, sincerity, devotion, diligence, and perseverance of those great lawyers and judges who have practiced here and advanced the cause of justice. I consider the Rajasthan High Court to be my legal Janmabhoomi and cannot forget the inspiration and impetus provided to me by my seniors at the bench and my seniors in the legal field in my earlier years in the legal profession. Holding the office of a judge of such a premier institution is a matter of proud privilege for me. It is worthwhile to mention here that imparting justice is a divine function, and being a part of justice delivery system, I have tried to discharge my duties to the best of my abilities to ensure that nobody is deprived of the rights guaranteed under the Constitution and the various enactments, and to uphold the democracy and the rule of law. As a judge of the Rajasthan High Court, I shared division benches with various chief justices and senior most puny judges who are epitome of commitment, wisdom, monumental patience, and uprightness. And sitting with such multi-talented and versatile personalities, I have learned a lot from each one of them. I enjoyed sitting with my benchmates who provided me significant strength and helped me in performing my duties to utmost satisfaction. On this occasion, I respectfully express my heartfelt gratitude to all of them for extending their fullest support, assistance, and cooperation in performing my functions in an efficient and smooth manner. I always try to impart justice, keeping in mind, adhering to the judge's prayer. Give me grace to hear patiently, to consider diligently, to understand rightly, and to decide justly. Grant me a due sense of humility, that I may not be misled by my willfulness, vanity, or egoism. During my tenure at Rajasthan High Court, I have received fullest cooperation from all my sister and brother judges. My journey being a judge of this court is incomplete without acknowledging the valuable cooperation and support provided by all of them. I am indebted to each one of them. Their esteemed views and valuable guidance help me in deciding complicated issues. I may point out here that lawyers in Rajasthan are vibrant, learned, knowledgeable, and hardworking, which is a sine qua non for a fair and a fearless judiciary. Members of the bar are cooperative and they helped me in the dispensation of justice, and it is owing to their ultimate cooperation that I could discharge my duties in a smooth fashion and in a healthy atmosphere. It is noteworthy that bar and bench and bar are two wheels of the chariot of justice. Both are equal and no one is superior to the other. A legal system can only work with the cooperation between bench and bar, which is found in abundance in this Marudhara. A legal system, being an officer of the court, an advocate plays a very important role in helping the bench in quick dispensation of justice. The members of the bar have always been humble, submissive, cooperative, intellectual, and have been successfully upgrading their knowledge and skills to assist the court by acquainting themselves with the latest developments, not only in law, but in various other fields of humanities. The learning of the lawyers and their wisdom allowed me to understand the most intricate and vexed legal questions, and I tried to resolve them to the best of my ability. It has been rightly said that law is an ocean, and
सर कंप्लीट हो गया।